Welcome back to Roller Coaster. It is time for another coaster countdown. That's right, we're finally back doing a video. Pretty hype. I finally went to another state, Kentucky. Rode pretty much every relevant coaster in this state. I'll talk about which ones I didn't really hit, which I don't think anybody's gonna really care about. So let's start with like every top 10 list, we don't actually count down 10 coasters. We count down 11 because there are 11 coasters in Kentucky. And not are there 11? Yeah, there are 11. I counted out every coaster. Yeah, okay. I just questioned myself, but no. T3. This thing, I don't know this is like a prototype SLC. It's got one of the like kind of jankier layouts, slightly different baking towards the end of the ride or something. I don't even know, but they got new trains in this thing, and they are just as bad. They crush your thighs. They have these weird straps on your shoulders. It's just a mess of a ride. This thing is just an abomination of pain and suffering, and I will never be riding it again. So that's my thoughts on T3. It's weird. It's like, do you really rank this below kiddie coasters? Because like, part of me would rather ride it than kiddie coasters, but also I wouldn't want to ride it very often, or else I would be in pain. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. We got number 10, spinning out. This one actually, I went to this park and it valleyed in that valley you see right there. This is a triple loop spinner, so it can actually valley. This should have gotten the standard version. I've ridden triple loop spinners just like this before. I've ridden the one at Energylandia, Happy Loops, been on that one. Didn't really do a lot for me. The three loops doesn't even matter to me versus the two loops. Like they're the same to me. Like I don't really care. So I'm actually going to be ranking the two loop spinners, the figure eight spinners, over them. I didn't get to ride either of these. Didn't really have time to go to these malls, but I've been on plenty of mall SPF spinners. I'll get to these someday when I'm driving through. You know, I was with family when I went here, so I'm not gonna go out of my way to these random malls or Malibu Jacks to get on these. But uh, definitely Sunday. Someday I did a lot of them on my last trip when I wasn't with my parents or family. Anyway, yeah. SBF spinners, very standard indoor. Carpet below them. It says Malibu Jacks. Pretty neat. Yeah, and they're really long ride times. If you see, I think Canopy Coaster did a long video talking about these entertainment centers and how these are really long rides. So that's cool. And yeah, so that is Twist and Shout, the two Twist and Shouts in Louisville and Lexington, Malibu Jacks, cool stuff. And next up, we have Roller Skater. That's right, we rank the kiddie coasters here, and this isn't really that bad of a kiddie coaster. Vekoma, even those old generation Vekoma, they actually do pretty good with their kiddie family junior coasters, and this is a pretty smooth ride. It's got some laterals. It's pretty enjoyable. This is a pretty chill ride. I'm totally vibing with this kiddie coaster. It's a kiddie coaster, and it's a bit embarrassing to have to go over there and ride it, but sure, man. Kiddie coaster, junior coaster, roller coaster. It works for me, man. Just above that, it's gonna be Wild Mouse at Beech Bend. The step up, classic Wild Mouse. The Zamperla 420 STD Twister. Yeah, that's the ride model name there. Pretty interesting. I don't know why it's just called a Wild Mouse. They called it a Twister at Zamperla, but hey, whatever, man. These things can spin. I saw trains that did. I didn't really spin. Didn't have the right weight distribution to go spinning crazy, but uh, it's all right. I actually got a really crazy spinning ride on Tidal Twist, that new one at um, Columbus Zoo and Aquarium. That newer Zamperla Wild Mouse. It's actually a bit smaller than this one, but I actually spun really well on that one. But I saw trains that spun. I bet this thing can spin. But hey, spinning Wild Mouse. I mean, I'm sure most of them can spin. And this one did trim a good bit, so pretty standard. Kind of janky Zamperla Wild Mouse. So better than the family coaches before it, but and T3 of course. Anyway, let's move on to some slightly better stuff. We got Thunder Run at Kentucky Kingdom, the Dinwoody. Pretty neat ride. It's got that classic Din hurler layout where you drop into the big turn. It's actually the original one. Hurlers came after this, I want to say. Yeah, Hurlers were like 91, 92, I think, right? Uh, and yeah, this is a big laterals ride. Definitely a laterals ride. There isn't really too much airtime to be had. If there is airtime, it would be on the three hills on the right there. The first three airtime hills. You might get a little bit of airtime. I rode back row. Um, it was pretty rough, but not unbearable. It wasn't like, I wouldn't want to ride again ever. I like to try and see if I can get airtime on a ride like this because it's definitely there. I think it's like the second to last or last turnaround on this thing that is just insane laterals. Like I was not prepared for it because I was in the back and I couldn't really see ahead of me, and man, you just get slammed to the right. It's insane. Um, but yeah, other than that, you just got a lot of big sweeping turns and uh, you know pretty all right ride, I guess. And I might sneeze. Oh boy. Okay. I'm not gonna sneeze. Okay, here we go. Kentucky Flyer, Kentucky Kingdom, Gravity Group, Family Woody. This is a very fun ride. This is like a massive step up over Thunder Run and the coaster before it, the coasters before it, and basically, it's a family oriented ride, but it's got so much great ejector airtime. Not necessarily insane sustained ejector, but you get some solid pops. You're popping on your seat, especially the final hills there. Those have got some great airtime. This is just one of those rides. We're at the threshold of, yeah, I would happily sit on this all day if there weren't better coasters in the park that we'll get to later. Definitely great Woody. Can't wait for Gravity to build more of these and for me to get on them because these are great rides. Cool stuff. Moving on, we've got Kentucky Rumbler at Beech Bend, the GCI Woody. This is a classic GCI. It's got so much twists. 2006. It's got the three station flybys. It's just swooping by the station over and over. Super fun ride. Only one terrain, but it's all right. And also it probably needs some retracking. I wouldn't imagine it's got much major work done in the last 15 years, but it's starting to get a little rough, especially towards the back. Definitely a front row ride for me, like most GCIs. This is still, solid ride. It's got great laterals, some decent pops of air, fun drop, fun everything. Just solid ride. I rode it 3 times, and I'd happily ride it some more times. So good stuff. Moving on, we've got the lightning round. This is the real creme de la creme, the excellent stuff here. We got this is the Chance Rides Hyper GTX. Still the only one ever built, and I can't believe it. Like, what the heck? Why is this? I don't. Whatever, man. Really strong airtime everywhere. Like these are like -1 or more G. Like you're getting launched out of your seat. Lots of great swooping turns, some intense turns actually, and just solid, strong airtime ride. Great ride all around. Just an excellent ride. I mean, what else is there to say here? Uh, I could go more in depth, but at every hill you get air. There's some twisted airtime in there. Those last 3 airtime hills got some great ejector back to back, and you're like, wow, my thighs. And if you think your thighs are hurting after this ride, oh man, Storm Chaser. This is probably the strongest ejector I've felt, I want to say. Probably more than Steel Vengeance, if I'm being honest. Though it's a much shorter ride than Steel Vengeance, and all it really does is ejector airtime and a bit of hang time in the front row on the drop. But hey, these hills, man. That first hill and some like the trip track double up and some other ones, you're just getting catapulted. Like your thighs will hurt after this ride, and man, it's crazy. Yeah, and that basically makes this with letting you on a Kentucky Flyer those hard hitting ejector airtime coasters. I don't know why this place keeps adding these airtime monsters, but there you go. They got 3 of them now, and they're probably gonna add more someday. So yeah, great hang time in the front row. I already said strong airtime everywhere. Literally, I'm sure you could ride any row on this ride. You're gonna get ejected, and it's gonna be great. Hurt my thighs so good. That's right. So those are my top 11 coasters in Kentucky because there are 11. I'm pretty sure, probably. Um, and yeah, thanks for watching. More roller coaster videos coming soon. Doing some more coaster trips, I guess, which is nice now that I'm not a child. So yeah, we're up to 117 credits. So that's pretty crazy, man. I was at like 46 a little bit ago. No, a few years ago. Yeah, cool stuff. Moving on. See you guys later.